All right, are you ready to get started? Laying on your back, we're going to reset our body with some breathing. I like to pull on my head a little bit, get some traction, make the back of the neck long. We're going to take 30 seconds, really focus on taking a big inhale where the ribs expand, and that's why the hands are on the ribs, and a forceful exhale as the ribs come down. Again, you can go at your own pace here, but focusing on your breath, making the back of the neck long, ribs expanding and coming back down, and also that surface of your back should stay on the floor. All right, great job with the breathing. Let's roll over to hands and knees, and before placing the hands on the floor, spread those fingers as far apart as you can. Try to create distance from your pinky to your thumb. You want to tuck the toes under you so that as you're rocking back and forth, you're not just stretching the wrist and your hand, but also your toes and the bottom of the feet. You can add some neck nods as you look up, look down, and continue rocking. This is a great movement to prepare the body for the next exercises that we're going to do, and a great overall warm-up. All right, moving on from here, we're going to move on to our big lunge with a thoracic rotation. You want to start off by placing the hands on the inside of the foot, and then the back leg is as straight as possible. Your inside arm is going to reach and grab your ribs from the other side, pull them across, and open up into a nice thoracic rotation. You're getting a big lunge stretch here. So one thing to think about is that from the top of your head to your tailbone, you are trying to make that as long as possible. You can do a gentle tug of war where the top of your head is going in one direction, that back leg is going in the opposite direction, and as always, do not forget to breathe. Big exhale as you rotate here. All right, the body's getting warmed up here. Let's continue with some glute bridges. You're on your back, palms are up. Take a big breath in, and when you exhale, let the ribs come down and in. You want your low back to be touching the floor before starting, and squeeze your butt to drive your hips up nice and high. You can pause for a second at the top. Your heels are pushing into the floor. Depending on the length of your legs, you may need to bring your feet forward or back a little bit. Just keep moving. And another option is to take your hands and actually grab your butt so you can feel the contraction in the right spot. Either way, you might as well love yourself first before you can love someone else. So go ahead and squeeze your butt, drive those hips up, keep exhaling on the way up and inhaling on the way down. Okay, we're going to keep moving with some crawling. Turn over back onto your hands and knees. The key with crawling is it's the opposite limbs that move. So if your right arm lifts, the left leg lifts, and the opposite. Fancy term called contralateral, where the opposite limbs are moving. Ton of benefit here when it comes to crawling. To make it more challenging, just slightly elevate the knees. Don't bring them up too high. Keep that back flat. And if this is a little bit too challenging, don't be afraid to just bring those knees down and do what we call baby crawling. You'll still get all of the benefits from it. It's just a little bit easier on the body. All right, our next step is to do some high knee marching. So let's stand up. High knee marching, opposite limbs are moving again. Knees, you want to bring them above the waist. Point those toes up towards your shin. Arms stay bent at 90 degrees. So you're basically mimicking a run in place. Put force into the ground with that down leg. It'll help bring the other knee up. And don't forget to keep breathing. If it's too easy, pick up the pace. If it is a little bit too challenging, just do nice and slow marching. All right, and you have earned a little bit of rest. Let's take some time and catch our breath. You'll notice that I'm in a toe sit. I just like to take advantage and stretch my toes when I rest, but that's not the important part. The important part is that you're breathing. Big inhales, big forceful exhales out. Even if you do this from laying down or in any position, all we're trying to do is recover from our previous exercises so that we can do the next set of movements to the best of our abilities. And I don't know what time it is. Thank goodness my director, Mimi Chan, is telling me I still have time for the 30-second rest.